So let's go through the characteristics that the people that make the money have. The first characteristic, they are masters of mass prospecting. Masters of mass prospecting. You all have been taught, go approach one person at a time, make your list, approach one person at a time, feel rejection one person at a time. By the time you hit 5 or 6 people, the pain is so big, you're gone. P.S. And by the way, this is what makes this process of selling information so lucrative for folks, because you're looking for a way to avoid pain. So you're willing to try to buy a solution because you don't want to talk to one person at a time and get rejected. Guys, people who know this game can prospect massive numbers of people without even being present or massive numbers of people on a conference call. There's hundreds of people on the call tonight. I just prospected each and every one of you to apply here for a membership. Because here's what I know. If I give you some free time and you hang out, the chances of you buying something, which P.S. and by the way, I don't make any money on unless you were invited here by me. Why does she do these calls when she doesn't make any money? Because she believes in it and might actually want to help you. I know that if you hang out here for 2 weeks, and you come to our calls, you are going to buy our Chaos to Cash 2 CD set. You are going to upgrade into the Day Job Bailout set. It's $97, book and 2 CDs. You're going to do it, and then the guy who brought you here is going to make $60. You are going to upgrade into the $597 set, and the guy who brought you here is going to make $400. I'm not going to tell you about the products tonight. That's not an issue. I just know. It's mass prospecting, and you have to learn how to create an environment where you have massive numbers of people in front of you. One person at a time is never going to cut it. Can you use all the social media to do it? Absolutely. Can you use classified ads to do it? Absolutely. Can you use postcards to do it? Absolutely. Can you run ads in Home Business Connection and so on? Absolutely. But you have to learn how to have massive numbers. Most of you are working with too few a number. It's like giving blood, one drop at a time. The next one. Every one of these marketers, the top of your MLM, the information marketers, all these people, they are masters of mass psychology. You see, guys, that's what they were trying to teach everybody when they were teaching them about sharing their story. And they were teaching them about how people relate to one another and all this good stuff. The only problem is the folks that were teaching that stuff didn't count on the fact that most of their customers are so riddled in personal pain that they would throw in all their dramas and sagas. You have to understand the psychology of people. You have to understand what triggers them. What are their basic gut needs? Why does McDonald's always show a bunch of kids hanging out having a good time? Because you can only have friends if you hang out at McDonald's. Why does Ford always show a car, and when the car pulls up, a long, long, beautiful leg steps out of the car? Why is that? Because there are basic human needs and drives that are forces in all of our lives. And the people that are at the top of the heap understand mass psychology. We have manuals and classes. I mean, my guys alone, when we open up the line, if any of you guys that study with me want to give a testimonial, study with Joe, you want to give a testimonial about the psychology that you've learned, the human triggers you've learned, if anybody wants to say anything, I'll take that. Next one, copywriting. Everybody's busy learning how to write a blog post. Everybody's busy learning how to make a squidoo lens. Everybody's busy sitting in a class where you can't ask any questions or watching a video, learning how to submit articles. But in the articles, they're not learning how to write properly. People who make the money are masters of copywriting. All I had to do was put out one headline today, and I had people writing to me massively. If you haven't been to a Joe Shorter headline clinic, just the headlines, if your videos and your posts on Facebook and so on had the right headlines, if you could write the right little 140-character line on Twitter, you'd have people crawling all over you. Copywriting. And then the last thing and the most important, The people that make all the money have the mojo. They have a self-image that allows them to prance around. We call it around here peacocking. I've been peacocking all night. I've been showing off. I sound like I got a lot of chutzpah, a lot of confidence, and I know what I'm talking about. The average person can't take a phone call from a prospect, let alone speak like this. Except humans are coded to defer to anybody that they perceive to be more confident than them. All you have to do is walk into a party or a room full of people, and they instantly, within seconds, fall into a pecking order. And they line up. Like in elementary school, they used to line you up in size order, shortest to tallest. Well, in this case, people line up based upon their self-image. And no matter how hard you try to learn internet skills or classified ads or pay-per-click or whatever it is that you've been working on, until you fix your self-image issue and become 10 feet tall and bulletproof, like I said at the beginning of the call, until the day that that happens, you cannot and will not make the money that you want. There is no system on the face of the earth that will sustain that for you. You may land in the right place for a little while. You might make a few bucks because you're aligned with somebody who has that. But if you don't have it, the minute that person moves on, goes away, or that system dries up, you're done. And you're at square one again, starting over. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Game over. 97% of quote-unquote attraction marketers can't attract a soul and can't turn a dime, because 97% of so-called attraction marketers are completely focusing in the wrong areas because they were sold a bill of goods that's taken them down the wrong road. Again, and in closing, I don't blame the people that sold them the information, because those people actually told the truth in their books. But as I mentioned, they're all masters of mass psychology. And what they know is that the average person will read their ebook or buy their course, and what they will do is not have enough of a self-image to think they can execute it on their own. They will shrivel up, they will lie down, and they will buy into the system presented to them, which leaves them in a weak position. And it brings gobs and gobs and gobs of prospect, business, and money to the guru. And the thing that's crazy is that the guru told them the truth. It's just that the people hadn't groomed themselves and made themselves big enough to accept it. Back in the day, when I was a broke, fat housewife, I don't know what possessed me to think I could do it, but I did.